So when you're looking at buying your first flip property, you probably want something easier, a little bit more cosmetic. We're in a new purchase that we just acquired probably 2.5 weeks ago in Oshkosh. We just got in here this past week to start the renovation work. Hardwood floors are going to be covered up. We're not even going to deal with the process of trying to sand these down, refinish them. So if paint gets on them, overspray, whatever the case might be, it doesn't really matter at this point in time. But the guys are done with painting the walls already. Probably switch out some of the outlets just to make it a little bit more cosmetically appealing. But as we're walking through, you can kind of get a glimpse of what we're dealing with here. So this is all like the floating laminate flooring. Not a huge fan of it just because it absorbs moisture. Then it swells up and it's just a ugly, ugly mess bathroom here. So I didn't walk this property to begin with. Joe actually is the one who found it, contracted it, closed on it. My first time viewing it was at the beginning of this week. But this particular tub, tile surround, everything like that, we're in a cast iron tub. I definitely should not have stepped in here because there's paint. Like there's nothing cracked, there's nothing chipped. We can replace this. Honestly, clean it, clean out the grout lines. If we need to regrout or do something else, then we can. We'll recaulk it, clean this tub. It'll be pretty much like brand new. Possibly put in a new vanity, but we'll put some new flooring in here, paint the walls. That's actually what I'm gonna be starting on here shortly. This will be like a brand new bathroom. And then bedrooms, very standard, exactly the same as what the kitchen area is. Possibly update some light fixtures in here, just put the flush mount lights or boob lights up, whichever you prefer, whatever you want to call them. And then again, replace the windows in here with some vinyl replacements. Like $465 a piece installed, I think is what we pay. We're leaving all the trim work. Everything's in actually quite decent condition. So there's no point in spending or overspending on budget if you don't absolutely need to. In the outside, we'll show you guys that in the next little bit. It does need some paint, it does need some TLC, so stick around as to what we're gonna do there. But kind of touring through the rest of the place. So in the kitchen area, cabinetry is all decent, just needs to be cleaned up, cleaned out. Honestly, we're leaving all these fixtures on it, stainless appliances already. There is no dishwasher in here. We're not gonna put one in, it's not worth the time, energy, or effort. Fridge is decent. We actually used to install this plastic. It's just like a plastic backsplash years ago. Then we switched to the more mosaic tile, ceramic tile, I should say. Laminate counters. I think we're just gonna leave all this as is, potentially switch this thing out and then a new window in here. And then we can show you guys the basement really quick because this is an added benefit, added value.
Yeah, nice little bonus.
A little bit more finished square footage down here. And at first, what the appraiser had said to us when we were buying the place, so they had said because this walkway, which I've never even heard this before, isn't finished, they can't technically count this as finished square footage in their appraisal report. I haven't heard that before. When it comes to listing, and I have my real estate license, I list and sell all of our places. Because this says finished floor, at least 3 surfaces are finished out of 4, like walls, flooring, and ceiling. Like this is technically finished per any sort of listing agreement that we have. Probably like a 10 by 12 room, so you got 120 square feet here. We have an additional 100 square feet right here, potentially, because we have drywall. We can paint this to match the same like wall color, at least, and then this is a little bit more of like a bar sitting area, hangout space. We got the ceiling, that's all shiplap, which kind of looks cool. I actually really like this look a lot, but yeah, nothing with the mechanicals. These are all decent, plumbing's decent, windows are all shot as we've already went over. And then, if you really want to get interesting, you got this right here. So, you know, hard day at work, just taking a seat, the vastness of this basement, you're just staring off into the abyss. Nothing surrounding you, no worries in the world. Kind of like it, I wish my house had one of these. Then the other things that we're gonna do, we're gonna paint all this floor, probably like a gray. We're gonna paint the walls all white. So this is all cleaned up, modernized, just looks much, much better. And then we're gonna run some carpet up these steps here. But again, all cosmetic remodels. And that's where with your first renovation, I would lean into doing something more along these lines than doing a full gut renovation, because if you don't have the experience, you can do a majority of this stuff yourself. We were just talking about refinishing the hardwood floors with a palm sander. You could easily do that if you wanted to, or lay vinyl plank over the top. And this is in Wisconsin, it's a 1.5 story house. So the roof line encroaches on your living space. Like, this is a pretty decent sized bedroom for up here. A little bit warmer upstairs, that's why they have the window AC unit, but I'm sure that the AC just doesn't cool this down as much as it could. There's probably hardly any insulation in the walls here, but windows up here are actually somewhat decent. We might still be replacing them, and everything's been trimmed out. So we might, all the trim's already taped up, so we're just gonna kind of wrap this up here in the somewhat near future. This project should be done in the next 3 weeks at the very most. I don't even know if it'll take that long. It just kind of depends on how long it takes to get the windows, paint the exterior, weather dependent. But we will see if the weather's cooperating. It's raining out right now. We'll see if we can capture some shots of the outside, or we'll just have Will splicing some B-roll for all of you guys to see. All this siding is chipping and peeling paint. So we're gonna have to get over here with scrapers, power washers, get this all cleaned up. All these window sills, they're rotting apart. So all this needs to be taken care of. The top part, which I don't know if we can stand back and look at it a little bit. Like, we're gonna have to splice in any rotted pieces and then just repaint everything so it looks proper. Yeah, everything's just peeling off. So maybe a little bit of prime paint. Garage, we are gonna go with a new overhead door, new service door, because this one is not functioning too well. I don't think the garage is insulated, even though they have all of this, I guess, OSB up from the looks of it. No, there's no insulation up there. But this, once it's all cleaned out of all the crap, we have the new garage door service door on. It's gonna be pretty much a turnkey product. The thing that we're not trying to worry about, I think that roof on the house is pretty much at expectancy. So can we get by listing it, see how home inspections go? If we need to replace it, we'll definitely replace it. If the home inspectors or roofing inspectors still think there's a few years left, we're gonna try to get by with not having to do that. Time will tell. In this instance, if the inside's nice, maybe buyers aren't gonna worry as much about the roof. But again, we want to bring a high quality product back to the market. We probably should replace it, but if we can save a few bucks on the front side or give a credit when it comes to closing, might be a negotiation tactic that we can use once we're further on into the resale process. But yeah, this house, I want to say we'll have probably $20,000-ish into the reno. Maybe less than that. Actually, if we're saving a bunch of money on material and cost and not replacing a ton of stuff. So we bought this particular property for $132,000. In this neighborhood, I think resale, doing the renovation that we're going to do, is gonna be about $200 to $205. If we stick in $20,000, we're at $150, $155 with all the closing costs and holding costs and everything like that. We should be set to make roughly about $35 to $40-ish thousand if everything goes well. If we have to throw a roof on it, that's gonna be a little bit less money. But again, this is one of those quick projects. We went direct to owner in this regard. So we actually got this lead via a mailer campaign. So we were mailing high equity owners in Oshkosh. They had responded. They were interested in selling. They were upgrading into something a little bit bigger for their family. It ended up working out well. They knew the property needed work. They didn't want to deal with any of it, so they responded to the campaign. Joe had went out on the appointment, locked the deal up. Now we're hopefully set to make roughly about 30, 35 grand at the end of the day. If all goes well, it should be a really fantastic project. If you guys enjoyed the breakdown, hit the like and subscribe button down below. If you have questions, if you're a new investor, please let me know in the comments. I'm more than willing to break down any sort of scenario or situation and more than willing to help you.